Felios here in this scaling draft. Wouldn't mind it. Doesn't feel great, but it's, I think, the best fit.
Thankfully, it is the Varus instead.
This one, just because of how these comps operate against each other, is level 1.
Yeah, it's pretty volatile. His hook is going to land max range as the Zenith Blade is going to miss. Aiming's flashing away, though, as Gumayusi's flashing after him. There's an early cash-in, Wolf, and you...
As Oner at level 3.
Yeah, he is going to bounce on over. Does have the health advantage here, as Cuzz is going to be tagged with the Duskbringer. No smite to come through, and only going to get slowed down, but is going to be out of...
Because you don't have teleport yourself, but it's a favorable matchup in the early game.
Ooh, Cuzz is going to get spotted here by Oner. It is towards the top side. There's the flash forward. And Cuzz, I don't know whether he's going to be able to make it out of this one. He's not. No shoes and just such pain. As the hook is going to connect. Keria, I'm not sure about that one. As the Ignite is going to tick down, there's the permafrost. He does get within turret range as Gumayusi taking a lot of damage. Just piercing arrow, and Gumayusi's still going to be all right.
Whoa, to mid.
Faker is in a lot of trouble, but Kiin is also in a ridiculous amount of trouble. Zeus going to have to flush.
Shoes, just getting some additional AP so he can get the maximum value out of these early levels. And look at this. Equalizer lines up nice. Tossing in that Ignite. Huni would be proud.
Oh, yeah.
An old SKT Rumble play.
They know that this is probably happening, as Kiin is already dominant. And there's the paranoia. He dives forward. He's trying to get the stuns in, but it just does not work.
Another wave for KT, but I mean, I guess you got to try something.
Yeah, they do manage to find the Glacial Prison. Zenith Blade connects this time, and Zeus could be going down. He has oh, the Ignite. It's ticking, but he's not going to fall.
I think you got to double down on this, or it's going to be a disaster. Keria has ult. He's wrapping around.
And now it's their turn to try and deny this wave. There's the flash forward from Kiin. They don't find the stun, though. Zeus is still here, still alive.
That's dead.
And Bdd's going to move over. Keria is just going to solo out the Leona, as Lehends not having a great time. Cuzz getting low as Faker moves on in. Nico not quite going to be able to find it here as he turns into a minion. Cuzz moves in. There's the Pop Blossom. Finds two. And Zeus is going to find the Harpoon. He still has basically 0 health. Faker's going to flash away, and there's at least a kill to go over to Bdd.
Answer, this game is over at this point. Atlas is topside here. This is just another denial of minions here for Kiin. He flashes forward, or dashes forward rather, tries to set up a stun here. Zeus just walks it out, but he will lose all of those minions. Can't clear them all. And then here, he does very little damage. They layer the CC beautifully, but Zeus just gets the shield here, turns around. Then they're like deciding, do we actually fight this one out? He plays respectfully here. And then Lehends, of course, is going to lose this 1v1 down a level. Doesn't have ult. Keria can ignite him to death. And then after this, Kiin and Cuzz chase way too far. Good spell shield from Oner denies Kiin's stun. And he's just a handbag at this point. Look at how little damage he does to Faker here and the opportunities he has to Q him. Faker pop blossoms and just walks away casually. The flash does come out. And yes, Keria will die for this, but so much value. And everything was committed topside for this, and they still come up relatively empty.
Yeah, no, this is a ridiculous level of use that priority and move towards this Drake pit as there's a nice hook onto Lehends. He does have Eclipse, and he's going to go aggressively, finds himself a stun onto Gumayusi. He's now going to chase down the Leona, turns his attention now as the Emperor's Divide is going to get spell shielded beautifully. Bdd makes his way out, but it's not going to be enough, and Kiin kind of wishes he had more than $50 in his bank account, because he's just not doing
this game around. As down here in this fight, it's optimistic at best to contest this. Look at Aiming where he isn't anywhere near this fight when Lehends decides to commit into the stun. Keria gets permafrosted here. They do commit to try to kill him. Bdd completely whipping the Emperor's Divide, will still get out, but Kiin, he does no damage. Like, it's actually kind of appalling to watch. Like, you see that, you're like, is that a bug or into a fight or anything like that? Just kind of casually taking the subjective.
All right, they're gonna look for Gumayusi. There's the paranoia as they look to kill him. They will be able to take him down, and now it could be another one as Oner's going to explode. It's a double for Aiming,
and you know what? Maybe
no, not quite. Could potentially try and freeze a wave or two, but here it is.
Look at the extended range here that he engages from through the Raptor pit. I did not see that one coming, and he goes right onto Guma as the wave crashes. That was
as the ward comes down. There's Paranoia, and he presses Dominus and stuff like that. But
he's not worth money. It's okay, right?
Yeah, they're going to give the kill to Zeus as well. Oh my goodness, that is absurd. It's okay. Faker might be traded for here. as Pop Blossom comes in, doesn't find anything, and Bdd is going to be able to lock that one down. Yeah, how do you actually fight for a dragon?
Because you can pick up some gold here, and then there's still a team fighting composition here, but how do you fight for a Baron? How do you fight for a dragon? As this is just Kiin getting caught here, obviously for committing for his turret and the bounty there. I think worth it for KT ultimately, especially with Faker dying in the cross map. So it does end up being fine. Faker does just get caught here by the ultimate despite trying to use his dash cannon to get out. And they pick up a lot of bounty gold here, but setting up for objective.
Can get over here. You can see T1 set up on flanks in multiple areas. As Cuzz actually in the lead. The equalizer is not exactly fantastic, but the depth charge is. There's the Pop Blossom as well. The Emperor's Divide finds 4, but it's the Azir just popped like a balloon. Decent damage there as Keria's going to go down. They get the Rumble. Kiin is going to die. The cash-in comes through for Gumayusi, but I don't think...
Here as well, as you mentioned, but it's a very sloppy fight. As Guma sitting on this controller, takes some of that poke. They find the engage here onto the Sejuani. Nautilus ult is fantastic. The crown mitigates a little bit of this. Bdd, though, critically, as he dies, still gets off a decent amount of damage with his Emperor's Divide. The team is now split on the top part here on the right side of this wall over the river. And Kiin, despite having no items, will make the play happen. And
seconds time, and T1, they can move over and collect that. That makes map control much better as Faker comes in. They get the stopwatch out of Aiming, and Bdd goes golden as well. Can they actually mitigate this as the paranoia dives into the backline? Oner has to flash away though. It's a bit split, but the equalizer is decent. Kiin dashing forward, trying to find Gumayusi. The permafrost comes in. Can they kill him? No, they can't. As Gumayushi's free hitting, it's a triple kill, and Bdd is burning.
You can kill those low health members. As T1, this could not be more disjointed. I mean, look at Faker, Guma. They follow up on this. There's a ton of peel here in this composition. The stopwatch is great for Bdd. If they actually had money, if they weren't super massively behind, and Renekton was an actual champion here, this could have been disastrous for T1. But the wallets, as you often say, are extremely heavy here. And yes, T1 do end up giving Faker over, but it's a 1 for 3. And the station sometimes he is going to pick it up.
Yeah, equalizer comes down just to try and guarantee this turret. There's the flash, 3-man Pop Blossom. Emperor's Divide comes in, but it does absolutely nothing. It's a double for Guma as well. And they're going to continue pushing here towards this inhibitor turret. I don't think T1 are going to stop. As Keria tanks it up initially, they are now going to break open the base. T1, they are fed up. They do not want to give KT any opportunities back into this one. And they will not. They could even keep pushing here and look for a Nexus turret as Kiin. He's pressed the dominance button. Can they actually do anything though as he slice and dice and now he's dead? Cuzz trying to find something if he can, but the Nexus turrets are falling. A hook is going to connect there as Cuzz is just going to get whittled down. Gumayusi just too massive on this Draven. They will be able to take the Nexus and even out the series.
An absolute stomp here in this second game. 2 back-to-back one-sided ones. Even though it wasn't the fastest game time as the crowd is erupting in T1.